Sakira invested £3,550 in a savings account for 3 years. She was paid 2.6 per annum compound interest for each of the first 2 years, and she was paid R% interest in the third year. She had £3,819.21 in her savings account at the end of the 3 years, and we need to work out the value of R, giving it to a 1 decimal place. So she was paid 2.6% per annum compound interest for the first 2 years. So she's going to have 102.6% of the money that she had, because everything that was already there is still there, it's just the 2.6% on top. If we want to write that as a decimal, if we divide by 100, that gives us 1.026. So this is our decimal, and this is what we're going to use as our multiplier. So she started off with £3,550. In the first year, it went up by 2.6%. So you worked out we need to multiply by this multiplier. That didn't just happen in the first year, it happened in the second year as well. So we need to multiply by this again, and we just write that squared because we're doing this twice. In the third year, it was R%. So I'm going to multiply by, we've got an unknown value here, so I'm just going to call it X because it's our unknown. And then we're told that at the end of all this, Sakira has £3,819.21. So what we've got here is an equation that we can solve to find out what X is. So I'm going to put all this side here into the calculator, giving us 3,736.9998. We've still got the X here, and that equals 3,819.21. Now if we divide both sides by this number here, we're going to be left with X by itself, which is what we want, and just the right hand side divided by this number. And if we put this into the calculator, we get that X equals 1.021998 ... Okay, so we've now got this decimal here, and we need to work out the value of R, and we see here that R is a percentage. So I'm going to do the opposite to what we did here. I'm going to take 1.021998 ... and if we multiply that by 100, this gives us 102.1998. But now, like if we look up here, when we had 2.6% here, we were working saying that's like 102%. We need to do the reverse here. So if we subtract 100, we get 2.1998 ... And remember in the question it said to 1 decimal place, so that's going to give us 2.2% to 1 decimal place. So we got our first mark up here for the original equation. We got a second mark for carrying out the calculations, and the final mark for 2.2%.